Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui j'ai loupé prince. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as bien de moi avec moi nous deux. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à mon mouillé. Ça va bien pour moi dit quoi. Abela lo kan yo. Ka go so duro. Hey. Awaye. Ati o lo a. Ìyàwó Abela lo kan yo. Níbi tó jọba yìí. Níbi tó yànba. Máa ti sì mọ̀ pé yo. Máa dá jíjí. Wọ́n pè jamais forcé o. Si tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassin de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniché les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberian Pub Radio. Want to thank you again. Thank you very much. Please share this video, share it as many people as possible, so we can have a wonderful show again tonight. We want to thank you, those of you that have continued to follow us. We say thank you, my Lord. Thank you for everything. Thank you. Please share this video as much as possible. We're here again tonight to do this like we do every night. Come on here to talk about situation back home and what is happening, what is the trend in Liberia, and of course here as well. We want to thank those of you that continue to follow Liberia Pub Radio and say thank you. Please share this video as much as you can. Share it to many people as you can, please. Safety on this Thursday afternoon. Father, you have made me your child through your spirit. In your kindness, you adopted me and delivered me from sin and death. Remind me today what it means to be your child and to be free from that law. It is easy for me to live my day on my own terms. Help me to live it in light of your grace. I pray for my friends and family. Help them experience your love as their Father and feel their inheritance in your spirit. Thank you for accepting me as I am, but not leaving me the same. Thank you. Again, this is a pocket prayer book that I received from a co-worker, and it's very good. A lot of prayers in here. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening for this wonderful Thursday afternoon. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for saving us. Oh my God, how powerful. We get behind the wheels. We don't know the other person coming towards us. We don't know who's driving. We get behind the wheel. We trust everything else. But those of us that know you will get behind the wheel knowing that you are there to protect us. And we want to thank you for that protection. We get outside in the morning because of you. We wake up in the morning because of you. We go to sleep in the night because of you. We know with you we will wake up the next day. Oh my God, thank you for that power. And thank you for everything that you do for us. Because of you, we are here. Because of you, we will be here again tomorrow. My Lord, that power is yours. Those of us that believe in you and trust you, we will continue to come and pray to you. Forgive us our sin, because we're human beings like any other person. So with you, if we sin, we come to you and beg you. You're the Father. You will forgive us. We ask that you continue to protect us. Whatever it is that we're doing, we are a child. And thank you for that mercy. Thank you for your grace. Because of your grace, my God, we're here. My God, we ask that you bless the Republic of Liberia. Bless the people of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. Oh my God, you are the Most High. Those of us that know you will come here publicly without shame or whatsoever and proclaim that with you, everything is possible. With you, things are better. With you, no suffering. With you, there is no pain. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for that spirit. Thank you for making us to understand. And we're asking those who don't know you, let them come to try and they will be happy. Because with you, happiness is everywhere. My Lord, there are those brothers and sisters tonight that are hurting. We ask that you step in as usual. Step in and fill the gap, because that's what you do, and you're very good at that. And we will pronounce that publicly, that yes, indeed, you are the Father. And yes, indeed, we follow you with no shame. Thank you. Thank you. My God, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks. Join us. It's going to be a very hectic one here tonight. Join us. Thank you, folks. We want to thank God again for all of us. Let's continue to pray for one another. And God is wonderful. We want to thank God for that. But anyhow, let's go on to the subject matter here tonight. I heard Mr. So were playing Edwin Snow video yesterday. And Mr. So, I believe he's still on Spoon the last time I checked. And some of the things Mr. Snow is saying, it just makes me feel like the Constitution is above the people. The Constitution was written by Liberian people. The Constitution was ratified by the Liberian people. The Constitution was put together by Liberians to guide us. And if there's certain emergency that is needed, that perhaps is not spoken to in the Constitution, That's what we elected here for. You think we're paying you that kind of money for? You better find way for the thing to happen. What kind of thing come and say, now in the Constitution, if not you, so that means you're black here? You're black here? Because if not, what's your job? To amend the Constitution if you can. What are the processes? Okay? The executive, if you want the executive to go through that state store. But Edwin Snow is just upset with this Edwin White and the white man business. Edwin, what's his name? White, Alan White is not the only lawyer who is a Liberian. He's not even a Liberian, but he's not the only lawyer who can plead the case. If they feel Samson Toe has committed certain crime and trying Samson Toe in Liberia is not feasible, they grab Samson Toe and saying somewhere what in a neutral country and try that. What a white man can try. See, this is why Mr. Snow, Honorable Snow, Senator Snow, this is why America keep thumping their nose against you and your kind. Because you guys do not have the guts to stand up and do what is right. Listen to what Amar Conan wrote today. Listen to why he said he signed that paper. And because of your relationship with Charles Taylor, you think you're going to fool us? You think you're going to fool us? We know what it is. Look at the picture. I'm not going to show those pictures, but look at you and Chucky Taylor. Chucky Taylor is in jail now. You think if you were to be suing America and Kaya, you think that you will be free? Look at what the young man was saying about the RPC or whatever you were. And you said that I follow order, even though you're a grown man. Is that order something to follow? Where's the money? Who get paid? And you said the court of the Republic of Liberia. We all respect that. I've gone through the Supreme Court myself, and I came on top. So I'm not here to judge the court or disparage the court. But you know, Mr. Snow. So please don't give us those things. Find way for this thing to happen. Find way. You were there when the war started. You were there when the war ended. You have been most of your time. You know exactly what happened. There are people that got killed that have nothing to do with the war. But because of who they are. Because of who they are, the tribe they belong to. And if Liberians are trying to say, let's find resolution, let's find means for us to Prince Dawa now come for me again. Prince Dawa, you able to grab me? You think Alexander Yala will let you to come and grab me? Prince Dawa, you think Alexander Yala will let you to put your hand on me and come grab me? I beg you, man. Prince Dawa. That's my son. But anyhow, on a very serious note. So what I think this man needs to do, instead of being vindictive and bringing in Alan White in all of the conversation, Alan White have nothing to do with Alan White. If Liberian people want Alan White to represent their interests, he will. You got no choice. You got no choice. You can't say I don't want. You can go to court. You can go, and if the Supreme Court said the law needs to be amended, then it's your job to amend the law. Liberian wrote the law. And if there's a situation required for Liberians to enjoy the law that they have written, and the law is not providing the protection for them, it is your job because you were elected to do similar stuff. So please, you think we're stupid? You can't tell us the law in the land will not allow. Okay, make it allow it. Because that's your job to make law, to amend law. Now, this is a situation where the Liberian government of the people, government for the people, government by the people. So if the people say they want this, You better find me to do it, or else then get out of there. Why are you eating the pure money when you're not ready to do something for the people? Amend the law so that the people will benefit from the law that you're going to put it. You see, when you do these kinds of stuff, the American look at you, look at what I want. He coming to come cry, say America don't do nothing. Look at your mother like this. You say you see, Edwin Snow, you are very, man, the way you behave is something hypocritical. You got all your children, all 4 of your children here in America. People, children in Liberia suffering. Your children here in America. And you say America not doing anything. Every little corrupt behavior in your area, the people say your hand in it. And what you want America to kowtow to you? American ambassador told us here publicly that if Liberia and the Liberian government wants the evidence, they will ask, they will provide it. And the mentor, he said, Liberian government have never asked for evidence. You want American government to prosecute those who they accuse and put sanctions on them? Your government, they say the people were stealing from you. And they don't want them to use that stolen money to be mixed with their good money. So they put sanctions on them. You thank God. You say thank you, Jesus. You say thank you, Jesus. You need to demand from your government. If you feel your colleagues were not being treated fairly, you demand from your government that these people has been sanctioned. They must be tried here in Liberia so they can clear their name. American government never trample on anybody human rights or legal right, whatever you want to call it. The same people you're talking about, they're serving with you as senator. Did you see America bow down? The Firestone, you know how many subsidy they get from the U.S. government, taxpayer money, and in a sanction, anybody that will do business with these people will themselves be. You want Firestone to be sanctioned because of your people? But why you can't be serious? You know how many Liberians live in America? You yourself, 4 of your children are over here in the United States, benefiting from the taxpayer money, benefiting. No like and go. No like and go. They play the air. Food there. No like and go. Taxpayer money. Taxpayer money from all over the United States. Helping your children to survive. And you're standing there talking tabata. Man, Edwin Stone, man, you stop the kind of thing, man. You're going to use Zopeno as a way of telling the Liberian, the international community, and the whole world that there's peace in Liberia because Zopeno and what's his name, Prince Johnson sharing the same decks in the Senate. Of course, Liberia is a country of law. You want Zopeno to take law into his own hand to go fight Prince Johnson because Prince Johnson killed his uncle? Zopeno, that's why he signed that stuff. He will want the law to work on his behalf. You think Zopeno is stupid? You expect Zopeno to say, I don't want to say in the C chair, Senator Johnson was elected just as Zopeno was elected. And if the Liberian law say y'all got to share this, okay. Even if Zopeno had his money, that's okay. The law is the law. So right now, Zopeno already signed that. What are you talking about? He says Zopeno and Senator Johnson sharing the change. What choice Zopeno had? You expected Zopeno to go and take gun against Prince Johnson? And when we are not at war? Man, why you can't be serious, man? Why you can't be serious? And that the thing you come here explain. So all your explanation you gave today, don't hold water, my man. Don't hold water at all. Don't hold water at all. I believe the video Mr. Soul played yesterday, I truly believe that you're still vexed because they took Charles Taylor out of power about making you're rich, you got money. The people you say they could vindicate you. Well, could in Liberia, quote in Liberia, the same people that let $100 million drug people get away that you want people to talk about. Edwin Snowman, don't make people to laugh at you, man. You would think, say you Edwin Snow, you would think that you would be ahead of this thing because you should be able to be one of those who helping to build this country back up because you benefited from the war. There's no question, Ice. Mr. Snow, you benefited from the war. There's no question. And you think we're going to beat around the bush? So please, it's just, what you want Zopeno to do? To take gun and go to the Senate and fight Prince Johnson? No. Zopeno is a law-abiding citizen. It's a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. If the Liberian law say you and Prince Johnson say it's okay, he's serving his people. Prince Johnson serving his people. So he wants Zopeno to say, I want, even though I'm representing the people of Grand Gila, they send me here in the National House, but I want to sit down with Prince Johnson. So you want to sit down outside? So even Zopeno's heart is burning, but he's showing to you that he's a man of the law. And therefore, he's not going to do anything contrary to the law. Now, the law that every one of us been waiting for now is coming now. Then you're coming in with your constitution, tabata. If the constitution is there to block that importing Snow, Senator Snow, that's what you were elected for, to find me to make things better for Liberians, not for you alone, not for you and Taylor people. If the constitution does not allow for you to establish a court, such a court to allow foreigners to practice in your country, amend the law, because this required that. So, folks, we'll do a little bit different thing here tonight. We're going to put in the StreamYard stuff. So any of you want to call, instead of calling in the number, you can just how do you call it? Take the StreamYard stuff I'm going to put up, put it on your phone or put it on your computer, and you can come on live and talk to us live. Yeah, but there's a limit, though. You're not going to be here all night. You're not going to be here for a few minutes. Make your point on the live screen. Make your point, and you're going to excuse yourself. Instead of doing the phone, we'll do the phone as well. But that's what we intend to do. Okay, so I will do that. But let me go into Amara Kone, powerful writing here today. It's unbelievable. Okay, the question then is, Amara Kone, with all that hurt, but yet still he was able to work with Dabo, because Dabo the one that people believe, Dabo the one that brought all the things. Okay. So let me see if I can go to Amara Kone. What's my car? Please give me a minute. Okay, this is it's very touching. This is a scene. Amara Kone has always been rooted into the things of culture. When he came here in Sacramento, we were all hanging together, and we were at a gathering. He was telling a few of us a story of the village he grew up in. At those days, there was this old man. The people knew he part of the society bush, but that this man, no one is allowed, when you're coming towards him and he's coming towards you, you don't pass by him on his right hand side. You pass by him on his left hand side. It's new. He said it's new in the community. Nobody dared to pass by that old man on the right hand side. So everybody, when you see him coming, you start going towards the left. He said, my people, after the war, when I went back home, they seen old men people walking by him left, right, and I'm wondering what happened. That's the culture value. Okay. So this is very interesting. And Amara Kone today wrote he wrote in his piece, and if I can get to it, just give me a moment, folks. I will do the how do you call it? The screen, yeah, but that will be later. Just give me a moment. So he wrote in the, I'm trying to get to it. Please bear with me here. I want to get to this thing here because I think it's very important that we read this thing together. Okay. Very touching story from Amar Kone. He said he signed this document not because he wanted revenge, but he signed for the fact that he wanted his people to be at peace. And he wanted his father, by the way, according to him, his father was also killed. His uncle was killed during the war. So he most likely was also affected deeply, big time. Okay. Okay. So Amar Kone is really he has this thing. All right. So let's go ahead. Okay. So let me go to the stuff. And I was, good evening, sister. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, storyteller. Thank you. We always enjoy you when you join us. So anyhow, folks, let me go to American story. Okay. And in there, he gave us some true story. True. This is what he said. Yesterday, American story. Now, it's on Front Page Africa. You can go and read it yourself. Yesterday, I signed a resolution to establish the extraordinary war and economic crime court for Liberia. Today, I voted yes for the resolution during the sitting of the Liberian Senate, 18 years after the devastating civil war. My father, Papi, as I call him, was killed along with three of his youngest siblings, all males, along with two uncles and their family. Family, friends, and neighbors I had known all my life in our once thriving village. They were hunted down and found in a hiding place near Smithtown in the Gola Forest of Bapolo County, Liberia, and murdered on the bridge they had helped to build. Their heads and bodies dumped into the nearby Maya River. This happened in 1990 after the arrival of the West African peacekeepers. My parents' oldest son, Lai Musa, was killed in front of his younger brother, Abu, at the infamous Coca-Cola factory checkpoint in Painesville, a Monrovia suburb. One National Patriotic Front of Liberia, NPFL, rebel noticed an Islamic prayer mark on his forehead, like he was a devoted Muslim and the third imam of our village marks until he moved to Monrovia as my mother wished before her death. My father's younger brother, Uncle Musa, my favorite among his brothers, lived in Mount Markley outside Monrovia for most of his life. He was killed in front of his three wives and children. Two of his three wives were then killed in front of their children when they screamed at the sight of their husband being decapitated. They are crying. They were Mandingos, one of Liberia's 16 tribes. I was 17, he said, and survived that war only by the grace of God. The gruesome acts were committed by NPFL rebel between July and October 1990. I don't know who they are. There are no burial site for the victim to serve as a memorial and comfort to me and my family. The only moment to their lives is my choice and that of my family members to live meaningful life and be kind to others in their honor. I struggled through the grief and turmoil as a young immigrant student at Drexel University in Philadelphia, USA. I cry and mourn their murders, but I have to soldier on and make something of myself, for that is what my parents would have wanted me to do, live. Nearly every household in Liberia has similar story. An estimated 250,000 people die in the war. I signed a resolution in honor and memories of all of them. The quest for closure. I, as much as many Liberians, want justice for the murder. I support a special court for war and economic crimes in Liberia. I also recognize that until today, I had to find closure for myself and for the community that suffered this devastation with me. In 2010, I acquired and mobilized my community from Bamwa to Zobwe, Buffalo for a 2-day section of truth-telling prayers and forgiveness in my village, Belebasa. Those meetings were necessary, but certainly not sufficient to address the atrocity that these communities and many others across Liberia suffer at the hand of a bloodthirsty rebel. Some of those who had committed the massacre of my family, friends, and neighbors have been members of the community we live in and joined a half-dozen ragtag rebel officers who invaded it on one evening in July 1990. Some of the perpetrators have died or fled. I support that perpetrator who are still living must be brought to justice. Justice is worthy, nonetheless costly. How are we going to finance the cost of justice, given that we don't yet know what the cost is? This question provokes us to think strategically and how to implement and sustain the court, given our limited resources. My question arose from my experience in planning and finance, talking to colleagues and friends in a domestic and international network, and my long experience in navigating Liberia's political landscape, which is relevant on retribution and stemming and light on action. Every year since 2010, when the Truth and Regulation Commission, TRC, presented its report to legislature, our legislators, some of whom were warlords, tabled the debate for the next year. In 2012, when I served the Ministry of Finance, I worked with colleagues to get legislative approval of the $5 million appropriation in 2012-2013 budget for the National Reconciliation as a public sector investment project to finance a key TRC recommendation to establish National Palava Hot Firm. This will be a complementary tool for justice and national reconciliation based on the Liberian traditional dispute resolution mechanism and build a national monument to memorialize the dead and serve as a reminder of the atrocity that occurred on our land. Our small efforts was intended to begin the process of healing, but interagency interfighting over resources and political motivated peace initiatives stopped. Counting the costs. Folks, there's a lot there. There's a lot. So just Amara Conan was able to put into words many Liberians feelings on the World and Economic Crime Court. American was able to put that into words, and we appreciate it. Truly, truly appreciate it. So I will put the number up there, and I'll also pin it on the Liberian Public Radio page. So if you're able to see it, please copy it. And all you do is just copy and paste it on your phone. If your phone have a camera or it work with, how do you call it, StreamYard, you'll be able to see us. And then I will take you immediately. When I see you in the background, I will take you. So this is something that we're going to do here tonight on Liberia Public Radio. Okay? We'll do phone as well, but it's very important. These kinds of situations, we try to bring in everybody to participate. Okay? Oops. So just copy what I'm going to post up now. Copy it and put it on your phone if your phone have a whatchamacallit. Okay? So just put it up there. All right? Let me see if I can pin it out here as well. Mr. So, if you're there, please pin this thing. I can't see my pin stuff here. Okay, right there. All right. Okay. So it's up there. You'll be able to see it. Okay. So you can call, and I will see you pick it up and put it on, and I will see you in the background. But let's go on. So what Americana is stating here tonight, it goes to say he completely stating what many Liberians would say, to be honest with you. We know of family members, for example, a young man, and this young man, I'm not that much older than he was, because he owned a drum. I think I told you guys this story before. He owns a drum in the town, but he doesn't know how to play drum. I know how to play drum, but I don't own a drum. And when the girls are dancing at night, when the moon comes up, after everybody's stomach feeling full, if any eating heavy, they go in front of somebody's house. You know, no drinking or no drinking for me. I didn't stop drinking until I got to a certain age. Of course, it was the same drum business that I used to drink. But those days, the drinking was not part of it. I just used to play the drum. And the reason, look, this thing is, Liberia is something else. The reason of me knowing how to play drum, it started in Nyabo, in Johnson. In Johnson, there was a young man, the parliament chief of Nyabo at that time, Johnson, called Solo Blow. So Solo Blow, the story goes, Solo Blow got a young man from Nima County, Manambot, but brought him when he was very young. What's his name? Oh, Harry Blow. I think yes, Harry Blow. Anyhow, Harry Blow used to play 2, 3, 4 drums. He was so good that whenever we go to Jainza, the people that I was living with, their son used to teach in Jainza. They call him Edward Brown. So when we go to Jainza for a weekend or something like that, this guy would be playing drum. But he was very good. 2, 3, 4 drums. And sometimes the big devil in town in Jainza, when they're ready, they want that young man to play. It was unbelievable. So I admire him, and I started playing drum, and he decided he was going to teach me. I can still play 2, 3 drums, no question asked. It's in me. I got what my drum set. It's up there. I have a drum up there, so I can be fooling around with it. But anyhow, so this young man has a drum in total now, but he doesn't know how to play. I know how to play, but I don't have a drum. So when the girls start dancing, they will go to him to borrow the drum, and then they will beg me to come and play the drum. So when I start playing the drum, he will sit down on the other side, because he can't play drum. He don't know anything about playing drum, but he got a drum. So the girls, when you play, then the girl will come and hold your hair they start hauling it like that. And someone, not really hauling it, they just, you know what I mean? My door closed. My wife can't hear me. They just, squeeze your hand and do that. They say you sitting down there using your elbow to play, because the other hand they're working on it. You're going like this. So they will not hold your hand. Then sometimes you will get vexed. Say, I'm taking my drum. Say, what happened? The person will start begging. Your hold Samson to your hand all night. You can't hold my hand. Then they will go hold your hand. And sometimes you will get vexed. But the story with him here, with this young man, that I want people to understand, and it's very sad. During the war, according to the story, he was walking along the road with his brother, and he got cut. So when they got cut, the people on the line who knew who they were, they pointed that out, that these people are crown people. So the rebel decided to take them off the line. So the story was, he told his brother, whatever happened, I will present myself as crown. There's no reason for two of us to die together. True story now. Every time I go to Totem, the brother will come, because the young man myself about the same age was good friend. I say, you know how to play drum, I know how to play drum, that's about all. But anyhow, he told his brother, according to the story, that whatever happened, I will present myself as crown, and whatever they do to me, you say nothing, because there's no reason for two of us to die together. And they grabbed him, and for sure, they did some bad thing to him while his brother was watching. Because they say, you stand, watch. Saying you say you don't know, he say, you know you, but we know you're crown people. Everybody on that line say you're crown, you stay and watch. Because if you open your mouth to cry, then we know that your brother or your relative, or we know that you're crown. So the young man said he just stood there. For some reason, God just took over his body. He has no feeling for nobody, he said. And they killed his brother right before his eyes. And this is not unique to him. Many Liberians have gone through that. So going back to Amara Conan's story, narrative of what happened to him and his family, it's not unique. It's all over Liberia. It's all over Liberia. It's all over Liberia. And this is what I will continue to say. And I will say this again. The issue of the war and economic crime, quote, in Liberia. Yeah, people will say, oh, they want to catch the perpetrator, which is okay. But guess what? If they do it right and they do it successfully, it will cleanse the feelings, the spirit of many Liberians. If they do it in a way for Liberians to grieve and let their spirit of the dead and whatever that has been resting on their heart for years and years, listen to Amara Conan. Amara Conan, does he need any money? He's working. He got money. He got prestige. But listen to this story. If you listen to the story, you can tell by writing this thing, how much hurt was going through this young man's mind. He said he was 17 years old. He has come here, gone to school. He worked for the ministry. He worked for the government of Madam Salim. He came back, went to school. So he worked in the international community, worked for big company. He made good money, made good living, got good house. He's not suffering. But in him, deep inside of him, those things can never get away from you. Those things can never get away from you. Those pains, you can try your best to put them aside, but they come out. This feeling, without you thinking before you know, boom, they hit you. They hit you. They hit you. And just by reading what I read here, American story about his people. You know how long he's been carrying that story around? You know how long? Years and years and years. And he's been laughing though. He's been smiling, been having fun with folks. But it's in him. Another example. A year or so ago, we heard the outburst of President Weah. Those things are ingrained in us. So if the Liberian people say this is how they want these things to be happening, if this is how they want the War and Economic Crime Court, not necessary to punish, but to allow the victim to cry on the shoulder of President Bakai. For President Bakai to provide a shoulder for people to cry on. And Edwin Snow gonna come here and throw a constitutional roadblock on the way when we, the Liberian people, ratify the Constitution, when we, the Liberian people, agree for the Constitution to exist, and he's going to stand here and throw the Constitution in the way? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Even if he goes to court, the most they can do is this. Okay, amend the Constitution. You see, within the Constitution, there are provisions provided for the Constitution to be amended in that type of situation. Because whatever area, specific area, emergency situation for the country, when the Constitution is silent on it, or the Constitution does not allow certain things to happen, but what needs to happen is to benefit, it's in the interest of the Liberian people. The Constitution provides room for those kinds of things to be taken care of. And Edwin Snow is telling us the Constitution is not going to allow that. He even saying that if you are McGill and toward there, he was going to Bill toward there, you were going to say, the only time I was signing your movement up the sanction. Edwin Snow cannot be serious. Edwin Snow better get on board or he's going to be left behind. This time around, it's not the court that vindicates you. Say the court that vindicates you. This court that coming. Young Liberian. Listen to the kind of question the other young man were asking Edwin Snow this afternoon. And Edwin Snow tried to make it personal. Try to say you and your buddy, talking to Martin Collins. Edwin Snow got to get on board. Because he made his feeling to overshadow whatever it is that he was trying to do. And we saw that. So folks, the panelists, the number is the whatchamacallit is on, and the folks I always put that in there. Also, you can grab that if you want to come on live. We will take you live tonight. But let me continue with it. So the war and economic crime court, if they want to separate that, that's fine. But if they separate that and allow the economic crime court to stay in Liberia, then they're not ready either. Okay. This thing is very serious. It's very serious. And those of us that are from an area that was heavily involved. I'm from Grand Gita. Heavily involved. And I keep saying this. When you see the Grangidians, when the whole thing start, war crime business, when it's settled in Grand Gita County, when people say we're finished, you're a small piece pie in Grand Gita County, you're finished in the rest of the country. Because there were some things that happened in Grand Gita County that people don't know about. Because a lot of us don't even talk about it. People don't talk about it. And I'm searching. It's not only in Grand Gita. Remember, there was a guy that called here the last time and made a remark to say that Prince Johnson killed people in his own village? How do we settle those kinds of situations? Instead of Edwin Snow to take the lead, to say, let's help this government to educate our people, to understand that this economic war crime court is not something that to have a witch hunt. We're doing it for people to have peace of mind. He thinks it because the war, nobody fighting war anymore, therefore everything finished. Because he's getting paid. When he works, he's getting paid. His children, all his children, they're in America going to school. He got 3 or 4 people on scholarship. Oh, he's doing good. He said he make more money on his farm than he's getting paid by the government. But yesterday he want more money. Edwin Snow cannot do this. This thing is not fun. This thing is not fun. And I will expect the like of Snow. Because Edwin Snow, as someone said today, that it seemed to me, it seemed to that person also, that Edwin Snow is in a unique position. Someone who was one son-in-law to Charles Taylor. He must have had a lot of information. He must have known a lot of, he must have seen a lot of stuff. Because you cannot get that close to Charles Taylor and not be able to see some of the atrocity committed by Charles Taylor group. You can't tell me, you're not blind. You're not blind. You're not blind. And if you go to some website that I have, like I said, Mr. So, we're not going to be playing any kinds of ugly video here, but I will be doing some reading, some serious reading. When the war was going on, at that time we don't have no Facebook or any other kind of stuff, but they used to have what they call live service. People were writing. And every time those days when I go to work and see people writing, I save it. I have lots and lots of writing. Lots and lots of Liberians writing about the war. When you go to what they used to have a newspaper called The Perspective. If you have access to that, you go there. 2006, 2003, 2000, 1997, 1996, all of them. When things were happening, people was writing, serious writing, what was happening. And the Liberians are gifted. They were writing the true story about what was happening on the ground. They were calling names of people who were doing certain things. It's there. I've said most of, when you go, I have I transferred it onto this 2 terabyte external drive, and so my drive is filled. I bought another one, so I'm filling it up. But we have lots and lots of documents. I have a document here that have the initials, the original people that were recruited to go to Burkina Faso. And those people have their book. They have a booklet, like a calendar. They have that, just like when you do a calendar, they have pictures of each of the original people that they recruited to go to Burkina Faso for practice or go training. And among the group from Burkina Faso, I also have pictures of the group the original group that went to Libya. So we're not just sitting down. We just don't want to get this thing going until something like this come up. So we will do our best. We will do our best. Okay? So the thing is, Edwin Snow need to stop these things. If the Constitution will not allow you to establish a court in Liberia that will allow white people to practice or whatever, or foreigner to practice, make it so we're happy. Because this is something Liberian won for joy to return back to their life. And then first thing he keep arguing about is about the Liberia is split. And the election, but of course, Liberia is split based on election. But you ask any other, whether sedition or not, you ask them whether the one with war crime, because CDC and sedition themselves were also affected. If you ask President Weah, he will say yes. And one of the things I suspect is happening, President Weah most likely having some sort of a regret right now of them being the one to have this thing to have this thing established on his watch. So Edwin Snow got to stop. Edwin Snow cannot do this. He should be at the forefront of this thing to tell his people in Bapolo County to say, this is what's coming. Be truthful with them. And let the people tell you the actual truth of what is happening to them as well. You cannot have this thing and you just let it hang up there. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're going to have to do something about it. You're going to have to do something about it. You can't just say, even if you don't want it, but to try to throw the constitutional liquor talk on us, it's unacceptable. Like, you're not the only Liberian. And you're not the only Liberian who has knowledge of the Constitution either. So even the Constitution, they know, the people who wrote the Constitution, they know very well that not every law that is passed will be in the interest of the country. So they have provision. If certain thing happen that is not in the interest of the country, and the country is for that particular thing, there are provision in the Constitution how to resolve that. And this no, you alone don't have monopoly over the Constitution, my brother. You can't stop what is in the interest of the country. The war economic crown court will come. You can't stop it. But this is what he's doing now. He tried to sow the seed of mistrust, tried to sow the seed of confusion. Okay, and then, but at the same time, he would say, "Oh, I'm not afraid. Let them bring it." But you can't bring you bring it. The Constitution will not allow you to establish that. You are a lawmaker. If it is in the interest of the people and the Constitution does not allow, amend because you have the power. The power is within you to do that. The power is within you to do that. So again, I thought that we have that discussion tonight. So let me go ahead. Okay, there are a few questions that I have here from the last time, and let me go ahead and I'll bring the question up, and then I'll speculate. I'm very good at that. Very good at that. Very good at that. And if you're not interested in my speculation power here tonight, please help us, and you can just stay out for a few seconds. But let's do this. Let's do this. Let me go ahead. There's few things that I wrote down here the last time we were here. Okay, so let me come back to that. Okay. So there's some interesting things that is happening as well. Okay. So let's go ahead. The first one that I wrote down was implementation. Implementation. And I still have not had I'm not able to pull my finger on the true resolution itself. But as I read the other day, the resolution is giving the president power to do certain things. Now, implementation, for me, it's going to be very interesting. The way what we say and how we implement this is going to be very interesting. Okay. What's going on with Okay. All right. The implementation part of this is going to be very interesting, as I stated already. So, the government of the Republic of Liberia, first thing first, they're going to have to, it's the resolution. We're all dancing, but it's the resolution. And the resolution is giving the president some leeway, recommendation, so to speak. And the president, his people, first of all, they have to be sincere and make sure that this thing is not about money. Because one of the things that I also know, that the likes of Allen White, they're not doing it for free. They're not doing it because Liberians were crying blood. They're not doing it because Liberians were being killed. People like Allen White, and they're in it for the money as well. This is how they make their money. This is what they do. They're lawyers. Okay. However, we have to agree on what the president needs to do. Okay. Now, Edwin Snow, you got some number coming your way, my brother. That's what I'm saying. You need to get on board. Don't let the train leave you behind, because if it does, you're gonna regret it. Don't let the train leave you behind, my brother. Don't let the train leave you behind, because if you do, you're gonna regret it. There's no question asked. So, the implementation part of this, for me, what I wrote down here. Number one, once the government decide that, okay, yes, we got all the paper from the house, lower house, upper house, everything put together, and give it to the president. The president then needs to take time, go on 2-3 day vacation to read what these people put in that paper. President Baka, don't give it to any other person to read. And President Baka is an educated person, he's a very smart person. I'm sure he's going to read it. Read it, read it, read it, read it. Take your time. And I know the president is not like, he can read with understanding. So he will read it. After reading that, read it with fine tune. Read it, make sure all of the words. Because the way Edwin Snowden start, if you don't read that document they're sending your executive, there will be some words that will be placed in there. Don't take any word for granted. The English language, that are taught, that are crown, that are gizi, that are lama, that are gyo, that are mana, the English language. One word can mean for so many things. So make sure if these words, certain words might be placed in a resolution. Make sure the meaning and the intent are the same. Let them go through it, have your lawyer go through it, and make sure that the word, when it says shall, it means shall. When it says will, it means will. This language must be examined carefully. The way Edwin Stone has started, and these young people nowadays, President Baka, they are sophisticated. They are educated. They are sophisticated. They can turn on you on a dime. Don't let the resolution they come wave in your face. Say, oh, okay. No. Read through it. Make sure you're certified with every word that is on that resolution. If you don't understand, or if you are in doubt with certain phrases, certain language, or whatever, call those that are HI. Flantikova is a lawyer. My sister, she's highly educated. And ask them, does it mean what you say it mean here? They say yes. Okay. Don't take that resolution and run with it. Where Edwin Snow start right now, he's not alone. He's talking because he want to talk, but he's not alone. There are many people that sign that resolution that didn't sign it because they signed it not because they're in favor of it. There are those who sign it knowing full well when the time comes, for them to vote that into law, they will say no, because certain language does not match what their intent was. The liberal progressive is not stupid. I'm telling you, and you take that resolution and just say, oh, okay, the people, everybody on film, the entire Senate signed the thing, man. Who has said no? And Edwin Snow, if you heard what he's saying here tonight, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The people who reacted against it, the bottom there, they know that resolution. And you just sign the thing and send it to them, and let people be happy. They will come back to us. Then when you go back to them, the like of McGill, all of those people, they will start tearing that resolution apart. Especially if you take that resolution word for word, and you want those people to pass it into law, word for word, they will take their own word and turn it against you, President Bagay. They're capable of that. So in order to beat them to their own game, because some of them want to play game, how the hell Edwin Snow, knowing fully well that the Constitution, according to him, will not allow the lawmakers to make a law to establish a code where a foreigner will be allowed to practice law in the country. Why then they did not bring that up and find solution before the Senate, before he signed? But he signed knowing fully well that when the thing come back to them to make into law, that would be the other argument. Your thing was stupid around here? Your thing was stupid? We're not stupid. President Bagay, this is the liberal progressive. And let me just tell you a little bit about the definition of a liberal progressive. I'm a liberal, but progressive. I want the young generation to be way better than what I am, or where I am, or what I have achieved, which is, in God's name, great thing I have achieved. I'm on Liberian Public Radio. That's an achievement. But I want the younger generation to do more than that. I want the generation after them to do more than what they will be doing. That's what a progressive is. Progressive. We're moving forward. Nothing going to stop us. So President Bagay, the liberal progressive is saying to you this evening, don't take that resolution face value and say, oh, the Senate, everybody sign. You're not putting into law. The children, the people you even gonna have to read, check their own background. Check their own background. Because before you load the non-campus, we're gonna worry that the Senate will get hung up on. We're gonna worry that from total. We don't want it. On a very serious note, the resolution, even though I've not had the opportunity to get my hand on the entire document, but I think those of you that are going to be asked by President Bagay to review and make this into so that the people can vote on it, please read it, analyze it to the fullest. We're counting on you. This is very, very important. We're counting on you. Please analyze it, review it, and make sure it's done properly. Edwin Snow is talking about, and he's right. I went through the Constitution. There is the provision in there that will not allow people to establish a court in Liberia that is superior to the Supreme Court. It's not going to happen. And they also, you don't have to, there's no provision. It says foreigners are not allowed to practice law in Liberia. So if we're counting on Edwin, what's his name? Alan White, to do the good thing for us, even though he's going to get paid, handsomely paid, and I'm doing it pro bono, please. I beg you. Okay? But they must be told that, yes, indeed, this country belongs to all of us, and that we will do what we have to do to make sure things happen in the interest of the Liberian people. And that's what I'm going to say before I open the line here, folks. I'm going to say to Senator Snow, you've always been in the interest of the people, I believe, because if you were elected several times as a representative, you were elected as a senator, senior senator, now from your area, so the people over there, they love you. Do it for the people. If the Constitution does not allow it, bring it. What you just did, you just brought it to the attention of the executive. Thank you. But do more than that. Find means where that situation can be resolved so that Liberians will have peace. Again, folks, Samson told Liberia Public Radio. Bill with it. Yeah, but they can't get tired fighting with a liberal. Yeah. Bill with it. Look what you put in Bill. Say, but you voted for 89. Yeah. Oh, Baka 89? I thought Baka was 70 something. Baka not 89. Baka not 89. Okay. Samson told Liberia Public. Folks, let me open it. I'm not going to be here long tonight. Let me open the line here very quickly so that you can have one or two. See, Disha. Water cutter. Brigable. When you come here, start talking about the battery almost there. You see that thing here? Let me tell you right now. Come. You call, you praise when you call, you praise the host. The host is doing real good. The host is doing way better than Fanso so. Then you get that there, let you stay some more. Then you praise the president. President Baka is doing so good, so much good. If you say that one, I'll let you stay. I'll let you stay as much as you can. No, I'm just kidding, folks. Samson told Liberia. Mali last night did a wonderful job, folks. Dr. Mali's June last night did a wonderful job of reading the news, and I thought that was wonderful. So, Prince Dabo, good evening. Thank you. So let me put a number up, folks, while I still talk about my greater Tabata or I forgot to put my oh my goodness. Okay. But who cares? Okay. So give me a call, 916-533-2048. So again, folks, this is Samson told Liberia Public Radio. I want to thank God of you again this evening. On a very serious note, this is a very serious business. The resolution from the look of things, it looks good. It's wonderful. But if you listen to Snow this afternoon, folks, you have to take precaution. President Baka and his people need to seriously look at this thing. So what kinds of resolution are they? Don't take it face value and say you're going to run with it. It's going to hurt you. Again, Samson told the Republic Radio. So now, while I'm waiting for your call, let me jump on to the next subject matter. And this one is about Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba, if you for some reason you come across this video, I, Samson told here on Liberia Public Radio. Okay, folks, hold on one minute. Samson told Liberia Public Radio, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, good evening. This is Breakable Power.
Okay, Breakable, how you doing?
I'm fine, dude. You know, I'm not surprised. You know, Liberian will always take when you're not in your interest or when you're not support us, that person look different. when you support a person, then the person what is saying, like what he's looking at, you're not looking at funny attitude. That's why I know that's why LeBron know us. Yeke Koloba was saying those things because the way you're saying it or in the favor of you, some of the people, so they accepted everything. But now they say it's not correct. That's the same thing doing the Edison.
They're not the same thing.
Why
They're not the
Edison
same thing.
said if you listen to Edison's statement and where Angle came from, you'll say you understand it. The man is saying somebody that been pushing the thing and being accusing people about things. The man was sitting in his intimate where they are discussing natural issue, and seeing him there, making to get agitated. This man been on in a property. If you not want something for you, not get it, then you make sure you get sanction. All right, man saying. So if you saw him behind him, he put fear in, and you saw somebody saying video and picture that the man is behind you. So you have to take time. If you not take time, you get on sanction. So you play angle kicker. And look at the angle the man was speaking. But if reality that the man was speaking, it's clear. If you're real librarian and you know what the man was speaking, you know what happened. Now, let's come to your border issue. Have you saw your street let me just say I know a row of street from are going Nima County, are going there. Your 900 days project. Have you seen the road?
What happened to it?
You ask me a question? You're sitting there, your plate Titato with the Labepo, you won election. With your Titato. You know for the word this year is not a main bluff, it's a reality. You say 100 days, you 100 days, no car is on the road. So it means all these things Baga been saying that you been park car, it was not reality. When you tell all the responsibility, Ellie gave him, and you deny Ellie. Now, the boy is in Unko. Why is he doing that? Since the man got in power, there is no system, no implementation, no policy have been ever put in place that you see different government power. There is nothing. Since you've been on the show, have you all discovered about civil servant taking pay? Have you discovered about them? They took a 112 budget and spend it. Nobody know how to spend the budget. 112. Nobody know how to spend it.
Brigable.
Not taking pay.
Brigable.
Yes.
My battery dying, yo. My battery dying.
No, Mr. Toll, you gotta be real. So
but Brigable, everything you're saying that not true.
Oh, I said taking pay.
But what you talking about?
Don't be stuttering. Say it's true. Don't be stuttering.
Okay, Brigable. Listen, we're talking war crime court here tonight, so please address that.
I know. I told you war crime court. We'll just about go testify.
If you're calling,
we're part of defense court.
Who told you that? Who told you that? Joseph Baga or the part of defense, local defense court?
You know what story I'm close?
Oh, Brigable. Yeah, you're not easy.
All of them were those bodyguards.
Yeah, but Joseph Baga was captain in the army during President Doe administration when he was serving.
Mm-hmm. So all those people, you will not go for testimony to go to
Okay, thank you for calling this afternoon. We appreciate it.
No, 1 second.
Okay.
No, Mr. Toll,
you got 1 second, please. Go ahead.
You can take the point aside.
Okay, but Brigable, 1 second. Go ahead, finish your statement.
Because your poor fear in there, there was no way for them to come out now. And someone has changed.
Cool.
Because the 7 that was supporting them, they're not taking place. So the shame had to come out. We're not discussing it.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So it's a sedition, folks. So as I was saying, let me address my comment. I will address my comment on two situations here tonight. One is with Koluba. Yeke Koluba, as I stated before, I was on here for almost a week, playing your video, promoting your ideas, because the first time I saw you was when I was with the late Ada Lawrence. He most likely might not even remember it, but I do. I do remember that. And Ella Lauren have talked about Yeka Koluba before to me. So Yeka Koluba, as far as I'm concerned, when he was carrying on during President Weah time, it was because things they did to him. How will you feel? Your 6-month-old baby, I'm not too sure if the baby was that old at that time, very young, and they seize their baby milk at the airport. Let me take this out of call. Good evening, Cooper. Go ahead. What's on your mind? Thank you for joining me this evening, sir. Cooper, are you there? Okay, he's not quite ready. So when I saw that, I decided to do a show. Okay. Cooper, thank you for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
Good evening, Mr. To. How you doing?
Thank you, thank you. What are you busy? Why are you not doing the video?
Mr. To, I unmuted it. I want opinion.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me hold on 1 minute. Let me merge Terry with you, please. Okay, go ahead, Cooper. Then I'll bring in Terry. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the topic this evening. I text you, but on the Facebook Live, but maybe you are not looking at it. Although there is no something important, but one of the things I want to commend you for tonight is the issue of Fonati Kopa. So Fonati Kopa. My father Fonati Kopa press conference today. This man, I think he's a very good leader for the country.
No, but then Copa, wait now. You and myself, we all been on the platform. We know each other by this time. Then the first thing you're gonna say is congratulations, Mr. To. You told us so. Can you not say that, Copa?
I said it. Because
you were one of those. You were one of those who said, it would be wrong for Baka not to pick somebody who will be in his interest. I remember that. And I told you, Francisco, even though he's a sedition, but he will be somebody who will do things in the interest of the Liberian people. Now y'all got to say, Mr. To, you are a political genius.
No, this is what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. I say you are humble. I can say you're a political prophet.
Thank you.
So,
yeah. Go ahead. When you tired talking, just let me know. You can talk all you want.
Fonati Kopa, he is 100% better speaker that I ever seen in the House of Representatives since I get to know about Liberian politics. He playing the game well. He is speaking by right for the interests of the Liberian. When it comes to the issue of the war about what Eddie Snowden are saying, Eddie Snowden with all the things that they did, they are looking for a way to discourage Liberian so people cannot support the war on economic code. But they had a scene, they say, you will get your oil, that you don't want to know the way. Liberian people, that their mother, their father, and brother were killed, but we don't want through their thing. But not Eddie Snowden. Eddie Snowden was there enjoying the resources from the blood and the sweat of the Liberian people doing a child at a time. Where Eddie Snowden came for today to be a million in the country? Eddie Snowden was ordinary fighter. Even if you are not fought, you were retired. But for LPR-TV, Eddie Snowden begin to get money. Today, they are now the lawmaker for oil in the country. They are the decision maker for the country. So with all the things that don't let it get, they don't want for this thing to come to reality that Liberian people can get their right tomorrow. So I don't want for to talk about Eddie Snowden what he say on the radio. There'll be a lot of distraction that will go on the media to discourage Liberian people. But if the Liberian know what good for all, don't all support the war on economic control. That will bring the end of the impunity in our country. Thank you, Mr. To.
Thank you very much. There's other caller, and then I'll go to Terry. Thank you, Cooper. Terry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, Chief. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, that is what we've been saying, actually. our statutory laws are very powerful and they supersede every other law. So it's not about Edwin Snow is saying they died or other. Obviously, there are many senators and not only Edwin Snow that are in that house that really do want the War and Economic Crimes Court. So the only way they can be able to prevent themselves from this is to hide themselves under the statutory law, which is a constitution. All right. So that is why Edwin Snow is putting on. But they can also repeal those laws that are hindrances to the process of the War and Economic Crime Code. They have the power to do that.
Yeah, they will do so.
If
They
they
will do
really
that.
want it to happen, they have the power to do that.
Mhm.
But what I listen to Edwin Snow trying to advocate for is advocating for the United Nations Court, the RCC, to come in because the RCC have the power to prosecute for war crimes, like for crimes against humanity during the war. But it has to be done in accordance with our government, and this is where now the president have the power to do that. So what he's trying to do, he's trying to shift the blame on the president to make it more difficult for him so that it can look like to say that President Boka is the one that going to be writing the RCC code so that they can now come and pick up certain people to cause more chaos so the burden can be on unity party government. You see, so this is what these crafty politicians can do in Liberia. And if you don't understand the deception, you don't understand. And that is the reason why the politics that is playing in Liberia is highly corrupt, that most leaders who come to power, they end up becoming corrupt as well. Because in order for President Boka to get this thing running the way it's supposed to, by repealing laws, in order for this particular resolution to become a law, he has to be able to bribe some of those senators, or most of them, and the House of Representatives for them to do the right thing. Otherwise, this particular thing will never sail. And all these things, this guy, in here every single day, he's talking about how he need to be paid more. He need more money. They need to
Yeah.
be paid more.
And he's not
So
alone.
this thing is about money.
Yeah, of course.
No, he's not alone. It's about money. You think those people went to that house because they love that place? Most of these people that went to that house do not even have passion for legislation. Those people went there to be able to do things. Some of them, they got businesses they wanted. Because in Liberia, you can only thrive in Liberia when you're in power. Because there are certain clandestine things that you want to do. It will never be done properly with all you be in power to be able to cultivate the hindrances surrounding it. That is why most of the guys who they jump in the country, they won't be representatives, they won't be senator. Nobody want to go in the private sector to improve that area. They all want to be representative and senator. So if you carefully listen to Edwin Snow tonight, I'll gather two major things from him. He wanting to shift the burden on President Boka government because he supported Jawia. So he want to shift the burden on President Boka government to be the one responsible to fight this war crime stuff. And he want to do it in a way that President Boka will be pressed to call for the RCC court so that they can pick up Prince Johnson and the likes of other war criminals. That's what he want to do. And when President Boga does that, it's going to go against his government politically. It's going to be almost like witch hunting. All right, that is what Edwin Snow is advocating. But if they really want this thing to happen, like I said earlier, Mr. Pato, they can repeal certain laws that give more rights to the Supreme Court, because that is their major response. Their responsibility is to make laws. Supreme Court is only there to interpret the laws that they have made. So this is where now they come in to repeal laws and implement laws that will provide avenue for the War and Economic Crime Code to sail in Liberia, that even foreigners will be able to prosecute in our country. They have the power to do that. That is why they are the legislature, the first branch of government. So,
Right.
And these are the things. But these are just the deceptive politics that is playing in Liberia. And that is what the guys strive on to be successful the way they are. Because they understand the mentality of the Liberian people. And they know how to play on it. So right now, he using the CDC block. Because CDC now don't want for President Walker to initiate the war and economic crime code. Because if they do that, that would be CDC, President Walker could remain in power for the next 6 years. So CDC, one of the people who supported them, will fight by all means to make this thing look like it's difficult for it to sail. All that law against no coding, only the Supreme Court can interpret exactly what the Constitution says in regards to who can practice law and who cannot practice law in Liberia. He don't have the legal right to interpret that. He can make the law, but only the Supreme Court knows what that law already says. And only them can interpret it. So you shouldn't make us here like we don't know what we're doing, or the people don't know what they're doing. All right? We will bring it back to them, and we will compel them. The Liberian people will compel them to do the right thing by repealing laws and implement and making laws so that the right thing can be done.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate it. Okay, next caller in line. Go ahead. 2442 number. You're next.
Good evening, Mr. Samson Toll.
Thank you. Thank you, the Bassa man.
This is Tokan Latro again, the Bassa man from North Dakota. You know, sometimes I listen to you, I want to know where you're going. But sometimes they just be picking our mouth to step on our own toe. You know what the man saying? Like the truth the man saying. All this thing they sound like political charade. At the end of the day, they will have to go back. You know that very well. But then you play the double advocate arguing that you know what's going on.
But that is Cynthia I've been saying all night.
Against the people.
That is Cynthia I've been saying all night. That the one I say Baka then gotta read that thing and read it over and over. Make sure they get it.
Well, gay preachers in the audacity they will sign something that you know will go against him. Think about it.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me merge my brother on here. Go ahead. Mr. Double will be coming to you soon. Go ahead.
So, all I know, at least not a blowing that whistle right now. Telling Walker, hey, I signed it because everybody signed.
Yeah.
Going the same way that James Barney went to say they think I'm a law student. But I want to look up in the Liberian people. I saw what signed it. But signing it with heavy heart. Look at it keenly. Recommend you have the power to run to UN. Because when you bring it here, they will defeat their team. Right. And they will get you your money and you send it here, it will not work.
Okay.
That's the only message I see telling brother in that message. Look, you only get the messenger because you have a sincere character. But something is in there, he's saying that brother, if you try on the fire, you not survive.
No, I agree.
They were very apolitical, they would die.
Yeah.
We all have our own story. My father was killed right in front of his daughter. I get in Minnesota, she lived without grief. His friends, they were all in the army together. He went all outside the Johnson or chapter of man. He said, oh, they were in multiple department. He was head of logistics. You know, he used to go on the floor, but he used to sign all the cars there that government needed for him to be provided. So they men are coming and grab me right in front of his wife and his daughter. Put it right behind all the king. They ain't talking about that. I get lady Minnesota would agree today. Every time she see Jogia, she call Jogia. Why Jogia did not implement the code? Now they same law, they been hiding behind. The same law today, they still hiding behind. We need to repeat those laws, then we know we're serious.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to say.
Okay. Mr. Double, good evening. Thank you for joining us. That's Prince Double of the Prince Double Show. Prince Double, are you there? Prince Double. So
yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry,
good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I've been listening to the Samson Pape from Sacramento. I'm thinking from the Liberty Party now going to Unity Party.
You sound like Mr. Alfonso So now. I stay with Liberty Party.
Yeah, we we've seen the war crime code thing. But my question, I asked my question and then you didn't answer it, though, but I can say ask it. Will Ellis be involved in this whole process?
That's an interesting question. I'm not too sure if she's involved. How they're going to address it, I don't know for sure.
She have her. But they can be arresting other people, and they be slow Ellie.
Right. No, I agree with you, and that's what I say. I'm saying that they're going to have to handle this thing here with kid gloves.
Good dog.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so when they're gonna be fair in the whole process, then they're gonna have a lot of support from the citizens.
Right.
That include all political parties where they want to try to do it, like coming for Johnson, Yaya, Bode, Sekou Dramate, Kone, then the citizens. Because without Ellen Johnson Shelly passing around the world collecting money, Prince Johnson was not going to be around.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ellen Ben who contributed money to buy guns. Like, let's say in the USA, if you want to kill someone, you don't have a gun. I gave you that gun, and you go and commit that crime, they're not going to let me off. I'm going to be held liable. So Allen White Ben, we see them passing around, even though they are business people, they got a security firm, they want to arrest people. So each person they arrest, they get paid and you carry them to court like the way they did in Sierra Leone. We understand that, but you can't come and say you're going to have they will have serious issue when they're going to be selective in that issue for real. Because these guys saw how did they tell them. Put handcuffs into their hands. You want to put handcuffs in the guy and they're going to end up pretty already live his life. He goes in, they boost over, they cause chaos, you'll kill him. He cause chaos before you'll kill him. The Liberian people have to understand because these guys don't put boots on the ground. They're going to cause the trouble. When the trouble comes, they're going to get out and look at you, and then they say you'll do your domestic and your salary. We saw that in 1990 after the free take out of jail, and then they say it's a general issue. We killed 200,000 people. 3 or 4 Americans died in the process. I wouldn't want to go after Prince Johnson. I'm not a fan of Johnson. Johnson killed a lot of my folks right at the port there. He killed my dad. So I should be the one calling for it. But I got to take opportunity. If you want to do it to the fullest. Those who are involved in it. Look at the TRC report. You know what? Nobody respects the TRC report. Go listen to the members of the TRC, Mr. Toll. Go listen to Massa Washington. Go listen to Pierre Bamboo. What Gerald Verdier allegedly did to the TRC. We're removing people's names from the TRC who contributed financially to the civil crisis in our country. Remove their names according to their own colleagues on the team. You call Pierre Bamboo right now, you call Master Question, Gilman should other day telling us that the man removed almost 20 some names from the list. So you're going to prosecute other people because they're not big people, and you're going to move other people who are the Chalise, the Thompson, those ones who can buy their way through it. You're going to have a serious problem. You have resistance for the Liberian people. They are watching. They are watching. If you get in the country, you bring the court, you set the court up, you go bring everyone. If on the court, including Ellen Johnson selling, you saw just in, I think, Algeria or one of these places where they had a old man, the former president sitting in a wheelchair to take you to the court. But the woman in the court and careless, she cannot be above the law. And you're going to have a serious issue. You will have problems if they bend it. But when they're doing it right, Mr. Cole, you are going to support the issue.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dawa. Good point. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, that will be the end of the phone conversation this evening. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in to make a phone call. We appreciate it. Samson to Liberian Pub Radio. And what Prince Johnson is coming, Prince Double is making is quite in place, because if you're going to do this and Liberian people view this as being selective, you will have problems. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But we will continue to have this conversation. Let me make my comment that I was making to Yaka Kaluba earlier. And I was saying that Yaka Kaluba, the situation with Bakai and we are, it's not the same. So Yaka Kolba need to understand that with the issue with Stanton's Witherspoon, Yaka put himself in the right position. He will be able to carry the weight a lot because Liberian gonna count on him. So I'm asking our brother Yaka, brother-in-law Yaka, to see reason, not to be this. People, other people call him vagabond and what have you. I don't intend to use the kind of language of my own brother-in-law. I hope that he will see reason to uh, be able to carry out effective policy against the government. If you're going to be in opposition, we welcome, we love that, because without any uh, strong opposition to this government, these people will put Baka in the bubble and we'll have problems. But the like of Yeke Koloba and the like of Witherspoon, the folks are not, they're not being successful in putting Baka in the bubble right now. And that's why we have all these good things happening. But if they put Baka in the bubble, forget it. So we will need the like of Yeke Koloba to be able to do this thing. Now, somebody, Kopa wanted me to talk about Flanty Kofa. As far as Flanty Speaker Kofa is concerned, those of us that know Flanty Kofa, we're not surprised. And that's what I've been saying. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I can do that. Tone, I can do that. But anyhow, on a very serious note, the reason why I was on here on Liberia Pop Radio the last time, campaigning and promoting Flanty Kofa for this position, because I know who Flanty is. I know who the speaker is. He's a man who have Liberia above everything else. Okay, it's because of Liberia, Flanty Kofa was able to do what he can to study hard, to study law. Because he told me, he said, there's no way that if I can't help Liberia, I'm going to. And he was successful in that. So I know that once that opportunity, years ago, when he became speaker, when he became representative, I called one of our friends, our mutual friend. I said, look, Flanty going to be a speaker. Oh, Samson, the major guy. I said, the mayor will be a speaker. It didn't take long. He became deputy. I said, yeah, you see what I told you? And I'm saying it again. Flanty is not there just for speakership. Flanty wants to be president of the Republic of Liberia. Of course, he never told me that. Even if I was to ask him, he would say, what make you think so? I'm certified what I am right now. But just to see the kinds of things he's doing, the interesting thing he's doing for the country. Flanty most likely he has his eye on the presidency. Now, I'm not too sure if it's going to happen in 2029. If President Weah decides to throw himself back in the ring, then Flanty Kofa will back up. But if President Weah is not in that, Flanty Kofa will go for it. There's no question that. Okay, folks, Samson to Liberia Pop Radio. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. We want to thank all of you that called in, tight, and was part of this program tonight. It's a wonderful thing. We'll be back here again with Mr. Social, the liberal progressive. I'm not, God first. I'm not going anywhere. God will not let me. God will let me to be here to be the counterweight for the conservatives on this thing, and the likes of Mr. Soul, far right conservative, Mali, masquerading as independent when we all know that they are conservative. Central right, Mr. Amos George, they all sit on this platform and say they are for the people, when we know that they are just the conservative on this platform. The liberal is here as a counterweight. I'm not going to let them push us around. No way. No, I'm not here for kumbaya. There's no friendship business. You bring it here that is not in the interest of the people. You bring your conservative ideas on here. We will push back and push back strong. This is the liberal. I'm not going to come out here and listen to CDC putting their foot in their mouth. They got whooped by President Banga. George, we had anybody to be in Liberia, but because they were so inept, they put their foot in their mouth and they got whooped by President Banga. Now they're going to come here and want to call my show. And you CDC member, you call my show, and you start talking about President Banga, my battery was down. Don't tell me, I'll tell you. Samson. The Liberia. Folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. We want to thank all of you on a very serious note. Thank you all, folks. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to have you here as we come out here to have these kinds of conversations. Brigable, thank you as usual. Cooper, thank you. Terry, thank you. Let's meet tomorrow on Mr. Social. I'm surprised Walter Carter didn't call tonight. I'm surprised. But we'll see. I will be here tomorrow on Mr. Social, and we'll have a wonderful, wonderful program. Thank you very much, and we'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you, and good night.
So